G'day, SpoonGuy here. I'm just going to show you my folding spoon mule. It only takes a couple of minutes to set up. Packs pretty much flat, so you can slide it under the car when it's parked, well, the bottom part anyway, and easy to make out of even an old pallet. So here we go. Bolt. So that's how easy it is to set up. I didn't take the arms off on the clamping area here, but that's just a simple case of pulling the wire out and putting it in which case the whole thing can be either hung up on a wall or it can be put on the garage floor and your car can come in over the top. Now we'll just have a bit of a walk around now and look at a few of the aspects of this one. So as you can see here, the main lengths here are made from 35 by 70 wood from the hardware store. The leg is the same. You see here, this is the little stopper. So when it folds out, this is just another piece of scrap wood screwed into there. The same is at the other end. Here we have just a bolt coming through here, and this semi-triangular piece here acts as the stop, and that allows the leg to sit there like that. The seat is quite simply another piece of scrap here, and what I've done here, this sits in there just happily. Slide that back and forwards as you need. Would have been nice to have been a bit longer, but that's the only scrap piece I had left. And 3 screws, and I put some glue in as well. The head piece, this is made out of 200mm wide cypress pine, and here's another piece of cypress pine up the middle. And as you can see here, that is sandwiched into 3. Coming down below there, and there's a single pin here with a wing nut that holds it in place. On the side of the head, I've also got some pieces of wood going crossways. Part of this is to provide the bulk so that the head has some good solid stuff to screw down into, and also to make allowances for the significant sideways pressure that can occur underneath here when the splayed arms are being pushed out. So there it is. I think that the total timber cost for that was only about $30. Like I say, you could probably make a lot of that out of an old pallet, and the actual arms, the clamp arms here, we had an election recently and there are still a few election signs sitting under trees, pushed under bushes, blown over, that the people who were going for the elections haven't been bothered to come back and pick them up. So thank you very much for the donation. So there we have it, a spoon mule, folding, easy storage, made by me, who doesn't have much skill in that sort of stuff, and I'm amazed that I didn't stuff up any of it. Interested to hear what you think in comments. So just as a small addendum to the setting up of the spoon mule, I just thought I'd show you how this one works in operation, and a couple of little bits of fine tuning that still need to be done. So let's readjust the camera down here a little bit, if we can. Right, there we go. So here we have the table, and just for this purpose I'm just going to use this Stanley spoke shave. Just going to adjust the seats back a little bit, went a little bit too far forward. Now on this setup that I did here, I didn't get the angles underneath the table quite right, because in order to get the gaps right here, this leg here is having to come out probably 15% wider than on this side, so that when we're putting something in to be clamped, it requires a little bit of jigging around to get the tops even. So what I might have to do is to re-drill some holes, but other than that, this is a bit of a waste spoon, but as you can see that it holds it quite well. Just here on the front part, I have chamfered off the front edges, so that means that if you are doing a spoon here wanting to get a bit of an angle, you're not banging against the front edge of the table. It could be a little bit long just here, but that's just the way it is. This is my first ever one that I've made, so all a bit of an experiment. Some other little modifications that I might have to make is this part in the front here, just out of camera, where the head of the riser comes up. I might chisel that down a little bit, because what that will do is when the spoon is wanting to sit in it, you'll have an area to drop down and keep things a bit flatter on top. At the moment things are sitting down a bit far. I could put a spacer underneath, but that then is bringing this up too high to get a sufficient grip. So that's one little modification I might have to make. I'm not too sure about the size of the hole for the wire. I've made it a little bit bigger so that when I do take the wire out, it's a little bit easier to get in and out. So that's going to be a little bit of trial and error as well. But other than that, I haven't done much on it yet. I haven't actually done a spoon. I have been doing some mushrooms, but I am enjoying the ability to be able to work on things and not have to do everything hand-held, because beginning to be an old bloke, I'm finding my thumbs and things getting a little bit sore. So that's just that little bit of a brief overview of me using and finding a couple of tweaks needed on this particular spoon mule. Thanks, and look forward to your comments. Follow me for more. Encouragement is good. Happy isolation in this COVID emergency.